Nobody anticipated the constant breaking news about the economy. BlackRock, which oversees investments worth over 10 trillion, is reportedly targeting XRP. This supports what may be the most significant financial development of our time. A long-discussed commercial product, the XRP ETF is officially official and has the potential to revolutionize global financial transactions. Wall Street has formally joined Ripple's ecosystem at this precise moment. This one event has the potential to make XRP worth an unthinkable 50,000 per coin, according to an increasing amount of research and conjecture. For a lot of people, this goes beyond simply estimating the cost. It concerns the long-term integration of blockchain technology with conventional banking. It's neither a tale nor a meme this time. The manner that money is handled globally has changed significantly. And at the heart of it all lies BlackRock. Let's take a step back to see the scope of what's going on. BlackRock is not only another investment firm, the largest shareholder in the majority of Fortune 500 businesses. The invisible hand is the driving force behind the ETF explosion, and the policymaker who has a significant influence on Wall Street but is rarely discussed. When BlackRock moves, everyone looks. Institutional capital invested trillions of dollars in digital assets when the company Bitcoin ETFs earlier this decade. What was formerly seen as speculative noise gained legitimacy as a result, but it was the first step. XRP has always been viewed as something different by banks and other institutional buyers. In addition to being a means of preserving value, utility-driven bridge exchange that has practical applications. The foundations of Ethereum and Bitcoin are decentralized speculation and market hype. However, the trillion-dollar issue of foreign liquidity is resolved by XRP. It is scalable, portal rapid, and prepare for regulation. According to reports, BlackRock's ETF announcement had a similar but startling explanation. The only digital asset with a fully functional institutional system and cross-border settlements is XRP. According to sources, this ETF will provide a secure direct investment option for banks, hedge funds, and government organizations in XRP. This could indicate that the asset will soon see the inflow of trillions of dollars in dormant cash. The implications of this are, well, startling. The price of Bitcoin skyrocketed due to a supply shock brought on by the adoption of its ETF. The argument for XRP, however, is far more striking. The majority of the quantity in circulation has already been distributed to individual users and institutions, and more than half of Ripple's supply is escrow locked. This implies that the introduction of a sizable ETF may swiftly deplete all available liquidity. According to the laws of market physics, when demand soars and supply declines, prices soar. According to analysts, if even 1% of BlackRock's owned assets were invested in XRP, its value could immediately soar to 100,000. BlackRock isn't going low, though. This relates to infrastructure-level acceptance. The company's strategy aligns well with the global trend toward tokenized assets and digital currencies issued by central banks. Ripple already has partnerships with governmental banks in Colombia, Japan, and interoperability frameworks allow the SWIFT and ISO 2022 systems in the United Arab Emirates to communicate with one another. This indicates that XRP is prepared to serve as the new financial world settlement layer. XRP is a crucial component of the money system since the ETF institutionalizes liquidity in addition to providing buyers with access. The projected market value of 50,000 per XRP demonstrates the convergence of counter settlement flows, foreign exchange, and global derivatives. It's not worth speculating on. It's a must. Consider the E-domino effect. Now, other asset managers, including Fidelity, Vanguard, and Goldman Sachs, will promptly follow suit when BlackRock certifies that it has submitted an ETF application. A liquidity war that has never been witnessed by the cryptocurrency market will begin as the competition for regulatory permission. Long regarded as the banker's coin, XRP suddenly becomes the most sought-after item on Wall Street. It must be held by all large funds, not simply for speculation. For settlement, liquidity, and regulatory reasons, they will need to store it. In a few days after launch, there will be more institutional demand than supply. Secondary markets will be compelled by this to reprick XRP to levels that correspond to the speed at which money flows in the real world. Actually, that's the source of the 50,000 estimate. From math, not from hype. The Nables trades will become the digital gold standard once all of the world's money is transferred to blockchain. XRP is that asset this time. The degree to which Ripple's strategy appears to align with this institutional awareness is even more unexpected. The business has been discreetly collaborating with central banks, regulators, and international payment companies for years. It has established the electoral carbon efficient and compliance-friendly digital banking infrastructure, enhanced on-demand liquidity, and developed Ripple. Ripple continued to develop despite the SEC litigation slowing it down. It collaborates with countries in Asia, the Middle East, and Latin America to forge partnerships and integrate its technology into financial systems at the governmental level. Ripple's network is prepared to expand internationally now that the regulation is clear and institutional demand is great. Therefore, the ETF's release signifies the end of the infrastructure phase and is not a one-time event. We are presently in the revenue-generating phase. These days, every central bank pilot program partnership with Ripple, every digital currency experiment leads directly to a regulated financial product that institutions can ultimately purchase. Small investors are surprised when news of BlackRock's decision spreads. Many people have clung to XRP for years in spite of its lack of advancement, mockery, and skepticism. The global financial elite has now backed off their enduring conviction. The mental burden is enormous. Making money is not the only goal, it's about being correct too. Those who believed that XRP was valuable were referred to as conspiracy theorists or dreamers. These days, headlines utilize the same statistics that individuals murmured online, 10,000 coins or 50,000 coins. As the numbers begin to align, the skeptics continue to chuckle. The asset might satisfy the global financial system's daily liquidity demands. System, which, when you include derivatives, settlements, and currency transactions, are estimated to reach approximately $2 quadrillion. Suppose they were individually valued at 50,000, or control leases are insured by Ripple's escrow system. As demand increases, this prevents inflation and permits liquidity to build gradually. It's more than just talk, it's a deliberate shift in how money functions. Additionally, BlackRock gives cryptocurrency something it hasn't had in almost a decade. Digital assets have long been viewed as dangerous by regulators. The biggest financial institutions in the world are now collaborating with those same regulatory bodies to develop practical and lawful crypto infrastructure. The first practical illustration of how blockchain technology and conventional finance exists is the XRP ETF. It successfully links institutional liquidity pools with retail marketplaces. Pension funds, insurance firms, and sovereign wealth funds, which manage trillions of dollars, can diversify their exposure to XRPs with ease and safety thanks to this approach. There isn't retail craze there. It's widely accepted the entire system. The price of XRP will no longer fluctuate you does for cryptocurrencies once those capital flows begin. It will take its position as a scarce essential and globally recognized measure of worth, much like gold. In actuality, the institutional aspect of the crypto revolution is what we are witnessing at the moment. We are in the utility age now that the speculative cycle is over. BlackRock's XRP, if the catalyst for this transformation. This is global capital's opportunity to enter a market that has been expanding covertly. XRP's 50,000 price tag isn't a jokey. It demonstrates that it is the digital liquidity source, financial system transition, tokenized architectures, every dollar, yen, and euro that crosses borders will require a bridge. Ripple was the one who created this bridge. All BlackRock did was put a tall box. In the business world, everyone is preparing to pay. As the largest institutions in the world suddenly acknowledge what they have always understood, there is now institutional hysteria, and the silent users of XRP, who were previously marginalized and ridiculed, stand on the precipice of history. XRP isn't your average cryptocurrency. It is the foundation of the future global currency system. Remember that I am not a qualified financial advisor.